In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 MLB games happening on April 22, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 10 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 5 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. New York Yankees versus Cleveland Guardians. The New York Yankees, who currently sit atop the American League East with a 14-8 record, are set to play the second game of a 3-game road series on Tuesday against the Cleveland Guardians, who are 12-9 and just behind Detroit in the American League Central standings. On Sunday, New York shut out the Tampa Bay Rays 4-0, wrapping up a successful 4-game set by taking 3 out of 4. Cleveland, meanwhile, pulled off a 5-4 win over the Pittsburgh Pirates, capping off a full sweep in that 3-game series. The Yankees hold a 2-game lead in their division, while the Guardians trail the American League Central leaders by just half a game. The Yankees have mostly lived up to the expectations placed on them so far this season, both in terms of their win-loss record and how they've fared against the run line. They've won 8 of their last 12 games outright and have an even 5-5 record against the run line in their last 10, which shows they've been tough and able to hold their own in tight spots. As favorites, they've covered the run line in 11 of 20 games. Even when coming off a loss, they've managed to break even at 4-4 against the run line. Cleveland has also done decently in that department, but they've only managed to cover in 6 of their 13 non-division games. When you factor in the pitching situation, things start to lean even more in favor of New York. To be honest, Warren hasn't done much to inspire confidence. His numbers across 9 career starts have been rough, with a bloated 8.22 earned run average and 1.7 WHIP in just over 38 innings pitched. Bibby is probably the better arm in this matchup, but even he's had a rocky go of it this year, coming in with a 5.85 earned run average and 1.5 WHIP over 20 innings. What tips the scale here is the Yankees lineup, which has been far more reliable and productive. They've also been strong at bouncing back after losses, which gives them an edge when neither pitcher is exactly lighting it up. In a matchup like this, where the arms are shaky on both sides, I'm rolling with the team that can hit. As our first pick for this matchup, the New York Yankees money line is our full game side pick. Both teams have shown a bit of a pattern early in the season when it comes to scoring, with a lean toward lower totals, but that trend has started to shift. The Guardians have gone over the posted total in 4 of their last 6 games, while the Yankees have done so in 2 of their last 3. When the Yankees are listed as underdogs, they tend to heat up at the plate. They've hit the over in 2 of 3 games in that situation. On the road, 5 of their 11 games have also gone over. As for Cleveland, 11 of their 22 total games this season have ended above the total, and they've seen 7 of 12 games go over when coming off a win. Both squads seem to be finding more rhythm at the plate lately, and with that kind of offensive momentum, the signs are pointing to a higher scoring contest here. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Cincinnati Reds versus Miami Marlins. 2 National League squads face off in the second game of a 3-game set, each hoping to grab a win under the lights in South Beach. The Cincinnati Reds are on the road to square off against the Miami Marlins Tuesday evening, and both teams are looking to gain some ground. It's the middle game, so neither side wants to go into the finale behind in the series. Cincinnati rolled into this matchup fresh off their biggest offensive explosion since the 1999 season, and maybe that's what it'll take to jolt some life into their up and down batting order. Martinez hasn't had the smoothest start to his season, but history says he's figured things out when it comes to facing Miami. On the flip side, Cabrera's first 2 starts have been rocky, and he got lit up the last time he faced the Reds, surrendering 4 home runs in just over 3 innings. Miami doesn't exactly scare anyone with their bats, and their pitching has looked shaky so far. When the game is on the line, the Marlins tend to fall short. As our first pick for this matchup, the Cincinnati Reds money line is our full game side pick. Heading into Monday's action, the Reds were sitting in 4th place in the league when it comes to scoring, putting up an average of 5.32 runs per game. On the defensive side, they've been holding opponents to 3.86 runs per game, giving their games an average combined total of 9.18 runs. When they're playing away from home, those numbers get bumped up. Cincinnati scores about 6.1 runs per game on the road and allows 4.1, adding up to 10.2 runs per contest away from their home park. In terms of betting the total, the over has hit in 11 of the Reds' 22 games so far this season. Miami, meanwhile, has gone over in 14 of their 21 games. The Marlins rank 12th in the league in scoring, averaging 4.48 runs per game overall and 4.69 when playing at home. Their games average 10 runs total, and that ticks up to 10.15 when they're in Miami. Given that both starting pitchers have looked pretty rough early on, it's not a stretch to expect another high-scoring game. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. San Diego Padres versus Detroit Tigers. The San Diego Padres are squaring off against the Detroit Tigers at Comerica Park on April 22, 2025. It's a meeting between two squads that have both come out of the gate strong and find themselves leading their respective divisions. The setting is Detroit, and both teams will be looking to keep their momentum going in this early season showdown. Taking a closer look at how the starting pitchers have performed so far this season, there's a pretty clear contrast. Nick Pivetta, who's getting the ball for the Padres, has had a rough time on the road. In his only start away from home, he's gone just 3 innings, allowing a 9 earned run average and letting hitters tag him for a .375 batting average. On the flip side, Jack Flaherty has looked right at home at Comerica Park. Through 2 starts and 11 innings pitched there, he's given up just a 0.82 earned run average and held batters to a .154 average. When you compare the offensive splits, there's a notable gap as well. San Diego is putting up a .736 OPS and averaging 3.33 runs per game on the road. Meanwhile, Detroit is mashing a bit more at home with a .776 OPS and averaging 5.1 runs per game. The Padres came into Detroit after a Sunday night game in Houston, which means they didn't get much time to rest before Monday's game against the Tigers. After gutting through that one, I get the feeling that Tuesday is when the fatigue starts to really catch up with them. It's not easy to keep pushing on short rest, and this seems like the spot where it might show. Believe it or not, Detroit has looked like the top team in the American League so far, and that's not just hype. They're 8-2 at home and currently the second best team in the American League when it comes to money line profit at home. As our first pick for this matchup, the Detroit Tigers money line is our full game side pick. Over the past week, both of these teams have had some of the best pitching in baseball. The Padres have posted a solid 2.86 team earned run average over their last 5 games, putting them 8th in the league during that stretch. The Tigers have been even better, coming in 3rd with a 2.38 earned run average over their last 6 games. But it's not all sunshine at the plate. Neither team has been especially sharp with runners in scoring position. San Diego ranks 22nd in the majors with a .653 OPS in those moments, while Detroit is just a tick better at 21st with a .655 OPS. When these two teams face off, runs tend to be at a premium. The under has cashed in 3 of their last 4 meetings. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Seattle Mariners versus Boston Red Sox. The Boston Red Sox are kicking off a homestand against the Seattle Mariners at Fenway Park, and it's shaping up to be an interesting matchup. Boston's had the upper hand in this pairing in recent years, and they've quietly worked their way into the top 5 when it comes to at-bats per game. On top of that, their batting average is hanging just outside the top 10. Seattle, on the other hand, hasn't been putting the ball in play nearly as well. They're sitting in the bottom 10 in batting average overall and have been batting below .200 during night games. Add in a bullpen that's been anything but reliable, and things start to tilt heavily in Boston's favor, especially since the Red Sox have been knocking out home runs at a solid clip and turning singles into extra base hits. As our first pick for this matchup, the Boston Red Sox money line is our full game side pick. Seattle has been swinging the bat better lately, putting up 16 runs over their last 2 outings. That kind of offensive push gives them some momentum going into this series, especially against a Boston team that's also been hitting well through the early part of the season. Both squads are ranked in the top half of the league when it comes to home run rate, which points to a decent shot at a high-scoring game. Boston has been consistent lately too. They've managed to score at least 4 runs in each of their last 5 games. That's a trend that seems likely to keep rolling. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Baltimore Orioles versus Washington Nationals. The Baltimore Orioles and the Washington Nationals are set to kick off a 3-game series on Tuesday night at Nationals Park. Both teams come into this matchup looking to shake off recent poor stretches and get back on track. It's a fresh slate, and neither side wants to let it slip, especially this early in the series. While the Orioles might look stronger on paper, that hasn't translated into consistent results on the field. They've struggled to live up to expectations and are coming off an ugly performance where they allowed 24 runs to the Reds. Dean Kremer hasn't inspired much confidence, giving up 25 hits and 14 earned runs across 19.2 innings. Meanwhile, Mitchell Parker has quietly put together a solid start to his season, allowing just 5 earned runs in 24.1 innings and giving up 18 hits. Sure, the Orioles have a lineup that can do damage, but the Nationals had a travel day to reset after their Colorado series, and Parker's been sharp. Kremer hasn't shown much promise so far, and I think the Nats can take advantage of that. When you've got 2 underperforming squads, it makes sense to go with the one getting better pitching and a friendlier price. That's Washington at home. As our first pick for this matchup, the Washington Nationals money line is our full game side pick. Right now, it's hard to feel good about Dean Kremer when he's pitching at home, and that uncertainty carries over to an Orioles bullpen that ranks near the bottom of the league with a 4.59 earned run average, placing them 23rd overall. Washington's bullpen hasn't been any better. In fact, it's been worse, dead last in MLB with a rough 7.19 earned run average. They'll likely need to cover at least 3 innings in this game. Recently, Baltimore's games have turned into shootouts, with 10 or more runs scored in 4 of their last 5 outings. Washington has also been productive at the plate, putting up 5 or more runs in each of their last 4 home games. Neither of these teams is boasting reliable pitching right now, especially when it comes to the bullpen. That's a recipe for runs. The Nationals have gone over the total in 12 of their 22 games, while Baltimore leads the league in that category with a 13-5-3 over record. Kremer's struggles only add fuel to the fire, making it likely we'll see plenty of scoring again. I'm expecting Washington's offense to do its part in pushing this one over. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.